Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of B.S.ing Sports here on the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. As always, with me on my Baseball Saturday shows is Ryan. How we doing today, Ryan?
Good. Feeling good about today's grid. Gonna finally get a bounce back here on a 6-game losing streak. I look like the Phillies right now.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a few minutes here. Also, I'm not very good at doing this, Scotto, and I apologize. Thank you to Orphan Rivers for the intro music. We really appreciate you giving that to us. Thank you very much, Orphan Rivers. If you have not checked them out yet, go to Bandcamp and do that. So, if you've been following along the last few weeks, we're doing Immaculate Grid to start. We got a new game we're going to play today. We're going to do some topic talking, and then we're going to finish it out with 3 strikes because it just seems like a good, smooth sailing show. As you can hear, I feel better this week, so it should be good content for you this week. Thanks for bearing with me last week. Didn't feel good at all. So let's just get into it. Ryan is on. And again, the rules are pretty simple. You lose, you go first the next round. Ryan, read off our categories, and let's get it started.
Yeah, so at the top from left to right, we've got played outfield, minimum 1 game, 3,000 career hits for hitters, and 30-plus home run seasons. Down the left side from top to bottom, we've got 300-plus average for a season. We've got first-round draft pick, and we've got MVP. So strategically speaking, first-round draft pick, played outfield. I'm hoping that I can potentially block Bill by putting Mickey Moniak in that square, which he does fill out for 3%. I, again, need to do anything to break a 6-game losing streak here. So Mickey Moniak for 3% on first-round draft pick and played outfield, a little higher than I wanted it to be, but it is what it is.
All right. I'm going to go with won an MVP, 30 home runs in the season. I'm going to go Mickey Mantle for 3%.
Okay. 3% and 3%. Let's see. What do we have here? Played outfield MVP. I am going to go with Cody Bellinger for 3%. Again, seems to be a lot of 3%ers on the grid already here.
I'm going to go MVP 3,000 career hits. Rest in pieces. Willie Mays. Ooh, 11%. Ooh. That is going to hurt.
That is going to hurt.
Oh.
For that 3,000 hits, I'm going to go I'm going to go Roberto Clemente for 4%. All right, got a leg up here.
Man. I'm going to hope people forget. First round draft pick, played outfielder, minimum of 1 game, Craig Biggio, 0.2%.
Yeah, people forgot. Yeah, people forgot.
Good pull. Doesn't make up for 11%, though.
Yeah, no. First round draft pick, 30 home run season. MVP, 30 home run season. That one's, a lot of names could fill that out. Go Frank Robinson for 1% and 30 home run MVP.
$3,000 hits, first round draft pick. I'm gonna go Rafael Palmeiro, because last night at the bar, funny story, I could not remember his name for the life of me. It took Ryan like 10 different hints to finally get me to figure it out. 4% on Rafael Palmeiro.
There you go. Not too bad. Yeah. First round draft pick, 30 home run season. See, it's tough because, being a first round draft pick in Major League Baseball doesn't really mean squat.
Correct, yeah.
300 average, played outfield. 300 average, 30 home run season. I'm going to go Jeff Bagwell for 0.6%.
.300 season, 3,000 career hits. I'm going to go Ty Cobb for 6%. Man,
it's not a great number. Looking pretty good for me so far. Same square. I'm going to fire back with Tris Speaker, 2%.
Stan the man.
Muso.
Played outfield, minimum 1 game, 300 average, 0.5%.
It's a very, very good pull. Played outfield, minimum 1 game, 300 average season. I'm going to go Yaz. Carl Yastrzemski for 0.6%.
This is close, ladies and gentlemen, but right now Ryan does in fact have me beat. I gotta pull something here, and I need him to screw up. First round draft pick, 300 season. Vladdy, 0.6%. 30 home run, 300 season, 0.6%. Vladimir Guerrero.
3,000 career hits. First round draft pick. Maybe. Yes, sir. Oh, you definitely.
What was the percentage?
52.
I'm back in it, baby.
There you go.
That bottom left square's got me confused, though. But sorry, I'll get to it. First round draft pick, 30 home run season. I am going to go with I don't know that he was a first round draft pick. I'm going to go Mark McGuire for 3%.
There you go. Go pull. You're going to beat me again?
I don't know, because I've been thinking about that last square, and I don't know that I have one.
First round draft pick, 30 home run season. Josh Hamilton.
That is going to be tough.
For what it is worth, Josh Hamilton was 3%.
Anything less than 20%, I think I have a W here. So let me just hope. Beyond hope. 7% on Barry Bonds.
That's pretty interesting. I thought he'd be higher than that.
So did I. But I was like, okay, do the math on this. Anything lower than 20%.
Yeah. I thought he would be comparable to like Jeter. I thought he would just be like an obvious like 40, 50%er.
Yeah, I wonder who else. There's only 7 first round draft picks, 3,000 career hit guys.
Yeah, let's click on the list and see who it was.
And we pulled 2 of them. Yeah. You guys can't see the list, but the list consists of Derek Jeter, Paul Molitor, Robin Yount, A-Rod, Dave Winfield, Craig Biggio, and Rafael Palmeiro. Well, there you go. The most common squares. Jeter is, by far Jeter. That was just like the worst name you could have pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, I had Mays and Bonds were both the number 1 choices where I took them.
I think that's that goes to show you how little being a first round pick actually matters in baseball. Only 7 of them have 3,000 career hits.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So moving on to our next game.
So there's more non-first round picks with 3,000 hits than there are first round picks with 3,000 hits. Interesting.
Correct.
All right.
We're going to go back to presenting. We have a new game for you. It's called Pickle. It is new on the MLB app. We did find a way to get it on the laptop so that we can share it with you guys. Here are the way the rules work. You pick a player. Ryan and I have decided that we're going to pick the player that was the correct answer yesterday, which was J.P. Sears, pitcher for the Oakland Athletics. And we're going to explain as we go because it's easier for me to do it that way. When you type in the name, so again, JP Sears, yep, it'll give you his team, the division he plays in with the league, bat hand, throw hand, where he was born, his age, and the starting position. Starting position. What'll happen is if we get anything right or close to right, which it'll indicate in highlighted areas. So we know that it's either the player's either in the AL or in the AL West.
The West, or he's either in the AL or in the NL West.
Sorry. Yes, that's what I meant. Bats right-handed. He throws right-handed. He's born in the USA, and we don't know what team, age, or starting position yet. So we started with JP Sears. Like I said, yesterday's winner was JP Sears. How do you want to tackle this?
Oh, okay. So we know it's not. We know it's not Oakland. Let's go NL West. We need right-handed hitter, right-handed thrower. USA. Let's go Will Smith, catcher for the Dodgers.
Will Smith, catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It is the NL West, so good pull there. It is not the Dodgers. And then within 2 years of the age 29,
so he has
we don't know the position.
He has to be 31 because JP Sears was 28 and did not get highlighted.
That's a good catch. Yeah, so he has to be 31, 30 or 31. Oh, no, you're right. It has to be 31. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Okay. And we don't know the team yet. We don't know the position. But let's stay in the NL West. Let's take somebody from the Padres. Bats right, throws right, born in the USA.
31-year-olds in the NL West. We got the Dodgers, we got the Padres, we got the Diamondbacks, we got the Rockies. I wonder if Chris Bryant is it. He's spelled with a K.
Is he?
Yeah.
Chris Bryant is 32 years old.
Yeah, okay.
Says not it.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the idea of a Rocky, though. Justin Blackmon? No, he bats lefty. Never mind.
That's Charlie Blackmon. Justin Blackmon is a wide receiver from the Jags like a decade ago.
Sorry.
Totally flopped.
Let's
see. Padres, Rockies, Diamondbacks.
Tatis.
No, Tatis isn't 31. Not even close.
25, okay. Xander?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, there you go.
Wasn't born in the USA.
Yeah.
And we don't know his position yet.
It's not Cronenworth.
It is not.
Maybe we should just take a rip at like a random NL West righty to see what team it is.
Well, it's not Colorado. Okay, so that leaves the Padres,
Diamondbacks, and I am completely spacing on the other team in the NL West right now.
Lord Scoriel.
Oh, that's a good one. There's a U in there. LOU.
He's 30, so that wouldn't be it.
And yeah, he's from Cuba. It's tough.
Corbin Carroll is too young.
Mm-hmm. And he's a lefty.
And John Ferris reminds us that the Giants are also in that division.
That's who it is. Yep. Try Matt Chapman.
Yeah. .31, third base, San Francisco. Correct. All the way across, Matt Chapman is our player. Attaboy, Ryan. John, thanks for the small assist there and telling us it was the Giants. But yeah. So that's how Pickle is played, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there we go.
Like it. Yeah. So we like it. We've been doing it for a couple days now, and there you go. So next week when we start it, whoever won on Friday is the name we will use proceeding into the next game.
Yep.
So yeah, Matt Chapman, we got it in 4 guesses, dude. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, and one of them was kind of a waste guess to see like which NL West team it was. So
that's true. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, again, Pickle is done.
We got a couple topics we want to cover here. Bill, I did update your record for you while you were doing that. First topic, we're not going to do our general standings review, but we have had a lot of baseball at this point. Baseball is in full summer swing now that the solstice has actually happened a couple days ago. And as, baseball heats up, so do the standings. So, AL East, Yankees or Orioles? Orioles sit a half game back of the Yankees right now. Both teams playing absolutely fantastic baseball. In the preseason show, Bill, you and I were very, very surprised that the Yankees had projected higher win total than the Orioles. I think it was 93 for the Yankees and 90 for the Orioles. I thought that was kind of odd. But here the Yankees are putting us to bed with our obvious under predictions. So, yeah, from what you've seen so far, who's gonna win this division?
I still think it's going to be the Orioles. They're deeper in pitching. I know Luis Gil has come out and looked really, really good for the Yankees. Bit of a surprise there. But I do think the Orioles are just deeper with their pitching. And I mean, they're head to head right now. The Orioles also have the series victory as it stands. Listen, the over-under on those two teams obviously looks like it's going to be extremely wrong. They're both going to win probably over 100 games. And for me, I think it's the Orioles probably come out victorious in this division.
Yeah, for what it's worth, the Orioles have played 3 less games than the Yankees have to this point. So the Yankees are 51-27. The Orioles are 49-26. Red Sox making a surprise. They're above 500 too, but I don't think, being 10 games back at this point that they're really a threat to compete in that division. So for me, though, I would like to say the Orioles, right? I think that they're a very likable team. They're probably one of the more likable, if not the most likable teams in the MLB just because they're homegrown. I've mentioned it a couple times on the show. Outside of Ryan O'Hearn, all of their opening day starters were drafted and brought in through their own farm system. So that's something you very rarely see. However, I think it's the Yankees. And I say that because the pitching for the Yankees has completely overachieved this season. And Garrett Cole just made his debut on the season last week. So I do feel like that, the Yankees got a lot, just infinitely better by getting their ace back. But it's going to be close all the way through the season.
Yeah, part of the reason I go with the Orioles here is they also have a better head-to-head against teams above 500. So the Orioles are 26-14 against teams above 500, whereas the Yankees are 23-17. So, you gotta win against good teams as well as bad teams, and the Orioles are doing it at a better, more consistent rate. So again, for me, that's why it's the Orioles.
Yeah, and I wouldn't disagree either way. We'll probably have to put a poll out on Twitter at the end of the show. If you're watching this, keep an eye out for that poll. Go ahead and vote, and then like and share, of course. Can the Astros catch the Mariners in the AL West?
I mean, they're only 7 games back. When you look at the big picture here and how well Houston has started playing since our first show, we were talking about how they were, 8 games below 500 at the time. I'm allowed to be in the banner.
No, you're not. The 3 strikes questions in there.
I didn't even look at it. I was just looking at the next
banner. Get out, cheater. Anyway. Always
Going back to what I was saying is with as well as the Astros had turned it on here. I mean, they're still 4 games below 500, and they're not very good against teams with a record above 500. It's going to be tough. Verlander's been out. Did Fromber finally come back? No, I'm going to say it here and now. They probably don't catch the Mariners.
Yeah, I actually agree.
Pitching has been so good.
That's what it is for me. It's just the difference in pitching for these teams. I mean, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, the Seattle Mariners, Luis Castillo, their whole starting rotation has been fantastic this year. Now, the real question is, can you see the Astros being sellers at the deadline?
Yeah. If they're looking up at the division 10 games back come the All-Star break, yes.
Think Alex Bregman would be gone? Do you think they keep Altuve?
I thought Altuve had a no trade clause.
He might.
Like he can waive a trade.
Mhm.
So I don't know so much with Altuve. Honestly, I was thinking more along the lines of Kyle Tucker.
I think Kyle Tucker's still got some team control. I don't know that he'd go anywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think Bregman's definitely on the chopping block. He's been having a down season, on and off the injury list, and they need more consistency, right? And at this point, they might as well sell anybody they can, that still has some name value for some draft or some prospects, of course. And I feel like Bregman could go to the Yankees. I feel like the Yankees have a need at third base, and I feel like Alex Bregman and a change of scenery there would do him wonders. I think the Astros would get a lot out of it. So Alex Bregman to the Astros. And then on the flip side, Mariners need to add a bat, man. That's really been their biggest weakness is they just do not hit consistently.
Yeah, you're talking they have one of the best starting rotations in baseball, and they only have a +10 run differential. It means you're winning games, but you ain't scoring runs.
Yeah, you won't trade inside the division, so I can't see the Astros selling to the Mariners. But I mean, crazier things have happened in baseball, I guess.
That's true.
Yep. Favorite topic: Phillies falling apart. 4-7 in their last 11 games. The Braves are 7-3 in their last 10, and the division lead has shrunk from 10 games to 6. Are the Phillies showing a little bit of their true colors here, or are they just in a slump?
I think they're just in a slump. I mean, they go to London. It's a weird schedule, the whole London situation. You get 2 days off before the series in London, then there's only 2 games in London, then you only get 1 day off, and then you don't come home for a week after that. I mean, yeah, you take 2 out of you get 1 out of 3 from Boston, 1 out of 3 from the Orioles, but then you take 2 out of 3 from, I believe it was the Padres, and then you lose last night to the Diamondbacks. I think it's a slump, and I think it's just a situation where the scheduling did not help them. You left London, and then you go and play, at the time, a hot Red Sox team. You play one of the best teams in baseball, Baltimore, both on their turf, and you haven't been home in over a week and a half. And I know that's a weird excuse because of hotels and stuff like that, but it's not easy. It's just not easy.
Yeah, I would say that, they're probably feeling a little bit of a lag from the London trip, truthfully. But at the same time, teams go through ebbs and flows. It's a long season. We talked about it when the Phillies were scorching hot back in May, that Braves aren't just going to go away. They're not going to roll over and die, right? Even despite the struggles from Matt Olson, despite the struggles from Austin Riley, the injuries to Spencer Strider and Ronald Acuna, this is still a very good ball club. And like I said, they're not going away. Chris Sale has looked like old Chris Sale, so they're not going to miss a beat there. But I think they just got to remain vigilant and keep playing baseball, right? You got to win today, right? You don't got to win today, but keep winning series, and I feel like they'll be just fine. I think if they just play 500 baseball for the rest of the year, they'll be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. John Ferris says Walker needs to go. Turnbull needs back in the rotation. 74 million reasons why that's not going to happen. A. B. I said this to Ryan last night before the game even started.
Completely disagree with your stance, so this should be interesting.
I said, for the most part, some games, like last night, he didn't look super sharp, but some games, Walker comes out and he deals for 4 or 5 innings, and then because he's dealing, you got to send him back out, I guess. But as a head coach, if I know I'm only going to get 5 innings out of the guy and he's looked good for 5 innings, I'm going to the bullpen. I don't care if he's at 60 pitches. I don't care if he's at 90 pitches. If Ryan mentioned this last night, I'd like to see the splits, first time through the order, second time through the order. And if he can only get through an order twice and then he starts getting lit up, then he only needs to pitch twice through the lineup. At this point, you're not getting your money's worth for the guy, so help him. Bless you.
Yeah, I think the Phillies are doing in the best interest of Spencer Turnbull by keeping him in the bullpen. And I say that because Spencer Turnbull is not a world beater, right? And I've mentioned before that he came into spring training not even like guaranteed a roster spot, right? He circumstances of Taijuan Walker recovering from an injury and him having a pretty decent spring kind of led to the situation that he was in where he was just dominating in April. And then when Taijuan Walker came back, it was unfortunate. But given the money, like you said, Bill, 72 million reasons why, Taijuan Walker was going to have the starting spot. Now, Turnbull, once in his career, has pitched more than 68 innings. So injuries have always been a concern for Spencer Turnbull. His durability has always been a concern. So by keeping him in the bullpen, you limit his innings. The 1 year he didn't, the 1 year he did clear 68 innings, led the American League in losses with 17. He was 3-17 that year. This is not, this is not a guy with some track record where we're like, this guy needs to be in the starting rotation. This is a guy who happened to, catch fire, right place, right time, right opportunity. Thankful for what he did. But I think putting him in the rotation and kind of expecting it to go any differently than Taijuan Walker for, the course of the season is a little bit of like I think it's an unrealistic expectation. So I just think we need to pump the brakes on Spencer Turnbull. Now, I would not be opposed to A, getting an outfield bat, and B, getting another starting arm. I would not be opposed to that, but I don't think Spencer Turnbull is actually the answer.
I don't think Spencer Turnbull is the answer either. That wasn't any part of the argument that I was making. I'm just from a fan standpoint, obviously, and looking from the outside in, I don't know the conversations that are going on between Topper and Taijuan Walker. But again, if you're watching his last 5 or 6 starts outside of last night, he gets through the order twice and he's fine. But as soon as the leadoff guy comes up for the third time, all of a sudden the average against is like 400. He can't be in there for that third time through the rotation. He just can't.
No. All right.
Before we get onto that, a little bit of last minute Phillies news. It happened about an hour before our show. Christopher Sanchez signs a 4-year, was it $48 million contract?
I didn't see the dollar sign.
But yeah, so just another situation where other guys are pitching better than Taijuan Walker right now. Christopher Sanchez, who has looked very good this season, gets himself a contract. So good for Christopher Sanchez.
And that's an excellent, extension there by the Phillies, because Christopher Sanchez has obviously shown, he's still got a little bit of growing to do, especially on the road. If you look at his home and road splits, he obviously pitches better in Citizens Bank Park. But this guy can be a very reliable back third of the rotation starter for, the next few years. And the growth we have already seen, I believe, that this contract was absolutely worth, the gamble that he continues to improve. So I think this is a fantastic signing. They haven't re-signed extension. They haven't asked, a ton out of Christopher Sanchez, and he's given them everything and then a little bit more. So I feel like this is a fantastic extension.
Agreed. Yeah. Okay. Now we can go back to the Guardians. Sorry.
Yep. Guardians. You want it?
How legit? Yeah. How legit are the Guardians? I mean, listen, they're 7 games up in their division. They are hitting the ball. They're plus 100 run differential. Their pitching has been surprisingly good, even without Shane Bieber. I think they're legit. 21 games above 500. You gotta kind of look at it as a big picture here. They are 17-9 against teams with above 500 records. I think the Guardians are legit.
Yeah, I think that the Guardians are. As far as like World Series contenders, I'm not convinced, but I think at this point it's very possible that they run away with the AL Central, that as a whole has been like a very surprising division, right? Because you've got multiple teams that are over 500. You've got the Twins in third place at 41-35. You've got the Royals at 42-35, and you've got the Guardians, 7 games up on the Royals. I mean, they are. At home, they're the only team in the MLB left with single-digit losses at home. They're 24-9, so they're really taking care of business inside their own ballpark. And then, playing just a little bit above 500 on the road, and that's one of the keys to being successful. So, do I think they're a World Series contender? No, not really. But I do think Stephen Kwan coming back about 13 plate appearances away from actually being the AL's batting average leader. By the way, he was going into last night hitting 396. So him coming off the IL is going to be huge for them. But we'll see what the deadline entails. I think they do need to go get another bat and potentially another arm to replace the loss of Bieber. But yeah, in a surprisingly, good division so far this year, I think that Cleveland should handle this division pretty easily.
Yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz, you want to go on that, Bill?
Yeah, I got you. So if you've been following along, we are trying to get more subscribers on YouTube, very specifically on YouTube. You get entered. You copy and paste or copy and repost our post with the card on it for the giveaway. You go and subscribe there on YouTube. You get entered into a chance to win a 35-year anniversary rookie Ellie De La Cruz card. Again, here it is. It's in its fancy packaging. Hasn't been touched since I put it in there. And we're looking forward to giving that away. We want to give it away. So please, if you're watching and you haven't done it yet, go to YouTube. Please subscribe.
So here's some interesting stats, right? I went and took the time to look at some of Taijuan Walker's breakdowns, not to keep harming in on that point. But I made a comment. I made a comment to you yesterday about how it seemed like last year Taijuan Walker was just getting beat up in the first inning, and then he would settle down, and it seems to be somewhat of the opposite this year. So listen to these numbers, right? First 3 innings, the line he's given up is a 319 batting average, a 369 OBP, a 588 slugging for a 957 OPS. Like that is astoundingly bad.
Yeah,
innings
it's not good.
4 through 6, 203 average, 301 on base, 304 slugging for 605 OPS. So,
okay, so he is better.
He settles down a little bit in the middle innings on the second time through. And then innings 7 through 9, the sample size is only 2/3 of an inning because he's never really pitched that deep into a game. The batting average is 667, 714, and the slugging is over 1,600. So the OPS is over 2,000.
Everything you just said to me makes me only want to see him for 2 times through a lineup. And that's not. It's a.
I mean, if they want to do some kind of like combination of, Taijuan Walker gets the first 2 times through, and then, Spencer Turnbull is like almost like his permanent relief man. Like, I'm okay with that. But, again, I don't think at this point either one of them are the answer, which is really strange. Taijuan Walker's had a really strange career in Philadelphia because he's won like 21 of his first 34 starts, despite the fact that he pitches like crap pretty much every time he goes out there.
He gets the run support. Listen, it's all about winning games, right? So 72 million reasons, I get it, but I don't care about that. All we want to do is win games. There's a reason they didn't use him in the postseason last year.
Yeah.
Cut and dry.
Very, very true. All right. The 3 strikes question for today. Who are the only 2 pitchers in the 3,000 strikeout club to do it all for one team? So I've already given you a hint that there's only 2 guys in the 3,000 strikeout club that have done it for one team.
Bob Gibson.
He's one.
Waino.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my first guess. What's my
Waino
next
doesn't have 3,000 strikeouts.
Okay.
So your first hint is this is going to be kind of a cheap hint. This player has 0 career Cy Young awards. If you're in the comments, please hold the answer until the end. Bill did get the first one. He got Bob Gibson. He's working on the second name right now. Bob Gibson, multiple-time Cy Young Award winner for the St. Louis Cardinals. Fantastic pitcher.
I get one more hint if I get it wrong, right?
Yep. Before your foul tip question.
Raleigh fingers.
Not Raleigh fingers. This individual, so Clayton Kershaw has the lowest career ERA of any starting pitcher since this individual retired. And I've said that stat on the show multiple times, so you know this person's name.
Sandy Koufax.
Nope. Foul tip question. For those of you that do not know, have not been following, it is not like a clear 3 strikes. Bill has an opportunity to get back in this game with a foul tip question, which is a multiple choice A or B question. And that question is, how many pitchers are in the 3,000 strikeout club? A,
19.
17, B, 19.
19.
That's correct. So get one more guess. Question is, who are the only 2 pitchers in the 3,000 strikeout club to do it all for one team?
I don't get another hint after I get the right. That's the first time I've gotten the foul tip correct.
Oh, I can give you a hint.
Okay.
The city that this person played in was Washington.
Shit. It wouldn't have been the Nationals, though. It's probably the Capitals.
That's a hockey team.
It used to be, or Senators, sorry. Senators, not Capitals, Senators. Honus Wagner.
Honus Wagner was a middle infielder.
Well, then that's the wrong answer. All right, who's the other one?
I'll give you another guess. I won't let you end on that.
Okay. Grover. No. Athletics. Bob Feller.
Bob Feller, final answer?
Yeah, just give me the answer.
Unfortunately, Bill, it was Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson. Okay. Well, I got Gibson right off the rip.
Yeah. Nicknamed the Big Train, Walter Johnson pitched 21 seasons, all with the Washington Senators. He went 417 and 279 with a career ERA of 217. He is also the all-time leader in shutouts pitched with 110.
That's a lot of shutouts. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, you won't even see people pitch 110 complete games, let alone shutouts anymore.
John Ferris asks, doesn't know if we talked about it yet, but what do we think about Schwarber playing left field today? I mean, he's an outfielder by trade. Occasionally, you're going to need to get other guys DH'd for.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it's not like it's uncharted territory for him. You know, it's something that he did for many years, and you know, not going to say he was very, very good at it, but it got to give other guys some time.
It's also worth pointing out that he looks like he came into camp much skinnier and a little bit quicker on his feet this year.
Yeah, he's hitting like 260, which has got to be a career high for him at this point.
So again, he's an outfielder by trade, so it is what it is.
Yep. All right, Bill, that being said, that's going to put a wrap on this week's episode, so going to have to call to the Bill pen here.
Oh, thanks. I think I should get some. You know what I want to do is I want some running out music. Give me a second. Let's see if I can find the one I want.
Guarantee you it's Enter Sandman.
If I had that available, yeah.
All right, call to the Bill pen, man.
That's going to do it for us here on B.S.ing Sports, part of the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Thank you and have a great day.